Hello, welcome to summer in Melbourne. It's finally arrived this week. So, as I've said to you before, the weather in Melbourne is just crazy. We tend to have, in the summer now, we have cooler weather, then we'll have a few days that go up really high. Like yesterday, it was only meant to be about, I think, 25, 26, ended up being 32. And like I sat up, because I'm talking about books today, and I actually sat up finishing this book, and it was still mid-20s, 11:30 last night, so that's Melbourne weather for you. But what I sort of think long lazy summer days means reading books, just relaxing, reading books. And for someone who doesn't like owning books, I'm looking at the 1, 2, 3, 5 I've got. So, but yes, so we will start Treasure and Dirt by Chris Hammer. Now, I think I did a post about The Tilt. I read it the wrong way. So this is the first book with Ivan and Nell. The Tilt is the second one, so I've read them out of order, but this is so good. I actually sat up past midnight finishing this last night. He's a very good writer. As I said, he's Australian. He worked as a journalist for many years, but he's certainly found his mark with writing. It's crime, of course. I think I've said before, I love reading crime. And this one, again, it's set in country New South Wales. This one's right up the top near Queensland border. And it starts with ratters. Now, ratters are ones who go into other people's mines and steal things. Ratters go down and they find an opal miner who's been crucified and left to rot in his mine. And that's how it starts out. It's really good. That's the main crime, but there are other stories in this book but they all come together at the end. It's really good, really good. And of course, Treasure and Dirt and being up there, the environment is a big part of the story. I grew up on the edge of the Mallee, and we used to get stinking hot summers there. Where this is set, and apparently Finnegan's Gap is what it's called in the book. It's actually based on Lightning Ridge. Up there, the summers are unbearable, absolutely unbearable. So that's a big part of that's a big part of the book, but it's just really good. It is really good. So you get the Sydney homicide detective Ivan Melich, I think that's how you pronounce Lucic. He comes from Sydney, and there's a local police investigator, Nell Buchanan. So they are sent to Finnegan's Gap, and they have to find out, well, one, if the miner was actually killed, because they don't know. So he's a good writer. He is a good writer. As I said, it's good pace throughout. I think it's he writes characters well. Nothing seems forced, and it keeps you turning the page. As I said, I sat up till nearly 1 o'clock this morning, actually it was, because I wanted to finish it. And I got to the end and I thought, wow, that was good. That was really good. So that's the first one. So now that's finished, that will be going to a book swap. I know where a book swap is, and that a book swap is actually a good way to get cheap books. So, but I'm not keeping that one. As I said, I don't like keeping books. There's too many of them. So the next one, Force of Nature by Jane Harper. Now, Jane Harper is English born but an Australian writer. And again, I've done this the wrong way. I've read her first book. This is the second one, but I realise I've actually read her fourth book without reading the second or third. So I saw this yesterday and I did buy it, I have to admit. But that looks good too. And again, it's crime. So I'll be talking more about that one next week. So what I decided when I was with this where this book swap was, because I said I read crime, and I sort of think maybe I should broaden my horizons, read some different books. And I saw this one. Someone was bringing this back. The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. Now, it's not crime. I don't know if I'll like it, but I thought I'll read it. And, yeah, try something different, you know, because as I said, I do love crime, but there's so much more that you can read, you know. So it's about, set in London, 1893. So I think it's set in English countryside, this one. But what attracted me, I have to admit, was the title. I thought, oh, the Essex Serpent. What's the Essex Serpent? So we'll see what that one's like. Then the next one. Now, I love reading crime. I do also like history. I like reading history. And in particular, anything Diana Preston writes. She is a very good writer. She's actually an academic. And this looked interesting. I don't really know much about the Boxer Rebellion. She's the type of writer, she brings history to life. So there's that one. So I'm looking forward to that. As I said, find out about the Boxer Rebellion. Now this one, I've shown you before. The Collected Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. I haven't started this yet because I sort of think with Edgar Allan Poe, I don't know, I think he's maybe one you read in the cooler months, you know, when it's cold and it's dark outside, and because he's sort of, it's that gothic, I don't know, I'll see how I go, because it's there's so many good stories in this. So this is my collection. too many. I don't like owning books, and as I said, Treasure and Dirt will go next week, and the others will be passed on as well, because I like that. I like the thought of I've read it, then someone else reads it, then they give it to someone else and they read it, and it goes around a community, you know. So this is what I'm probably going to be doing, like a video and a discussion about books, probably on a Wednesday for right up until Christmas, because I'll probably have read these by then, maybe. And as I said, the on the website, the what's on, there will be one this Friday. There's a lot of Christmas shows, and in the suburban art centres, a lot of schools are doing their final performances. And I've got a show I'm seeing this week. I've got on the 19th as well. I'm going into the city to see something, which should be interesting. And then nothing until January, bright and early on January. And there's so much to look forward to in January. So, as I said, some reading. And tell me in the comments, what are you reading? Have you got books planned for the summer? Or if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, winter. Do you like reading in winter? You know, certain books in winter where you know, and you're cozy in your chair and you've got the light, and well, I like having a gin and tonic when I read, but some people might have a coffee or a tea or something. So yeah, let me know. Okay, see you next Wednesday. Bye.